Ready?
Babe, I don't feel good.
Why?
I want to go home.
Oh, your stomach hurt? It's okay. We can go back.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. I feel nauseous.
Do you want me to get you something? Advil?
I don't know. Quincy seems, I don't know if they're acting. Like, I don't know how to respond to this, like, to their channel. Because when I was on the other channel, it was the cop channel, and I think Zach or Quincy blocked me. But I think it was what I said, not what I did. So, which gave me a good understanding on like knowing that, okay, you're listening. But like when people, I think they choose who they respond to, and they only respond to people that they know and I feel like they trust. Because I always wonder, like, I think they're on that like kind of celebrity level. I'm confused if they're celebrity or regular people. You know what I mean? So I mean, I love their channel because I love that they're original. Like, it's not like, it's just like the Kardashians, except like a little less, like not so popular. I want you guys to know that celebrities can hear you. They can literally respond through other accounts, etc., etc. So I'm just like, I was feeling like throwing up, so I wanted to respond to this as well, because like being a girl is so hard. And I feel like it's super sweet how Zach is taking care of Quincy, and how Zach is really careful, and how Zach is just, I mean, the one video, because I'm a big fan. And what makes me a big fan is just the normal life living, the normal conversation, not an act, not a TV show. You know what I mean? Because it makes more sense. But even TV shows, you can turn into a real like conversation, because like I said, those are all like messages from like real life events that people turn into movies, and they hire actors to play their roles of who they are. So movies can also touch you like a regular person, like a regular like life situation would, right? Like, it's like when we were in high school, there was always that one couple, that celebrity couple that, or not even a celebrity couple, that couple that really like was popular because they had like real love, they had true love. I mean, I can tell that like they have love for each other, but I don't think they're burning for each other, which is really none of my business. So I'm just gonna take what I can from this, and I'm gonna be more careful in terms of like what I say, because I don't really care. Like, I left a comment where I was like, okay, so the other channel, because I'm not hiding, right? I don't want to be like sneaking around grabbing videos and putting them on my channel. I want to just literally have an open conversation, but I want people to feel comfortable with that. I don't want people to feel like remember that really pretty girl that I was posting her videos everywhere? So she eventually ended up blocking me on social media. So when she blocked me on social media, I deleted her videos, because I felt like she didn't want to talk to me. So I was like, okay, if you don't want to talk to me, or if you don't want me to use your videos, then just don't put share. Like, you guys can actually remove the share button on your account, so that people don't reuse your videos. My videos you can reuse. Just try to be respectful when you reuse them. I don't mind you guys sharing and reusing. That's just what's going to make me grow, make me better, make me more popular. The goal is to be popular for the sake of the world being better, not for the sake of me being popular. That's stupid and just not a waste of time, right? So anyway, so like I said, lately I've been feeling super nauseous. So it's like I eat and then I start feeling sick. So this is the story behind it, right? So I was looking for a husband, like super desperate, looking for a husband and stuff like that. And like I was like, oh my God, like, because I was going through a mental, like, it wasn't really mental, like I felt like I was being pressed and pushed by spirits, and they were like trying to be born or whatever. And like, oh my God, they were pushing me like, you need to find a man, you need to get pregnant right away. I was like, what? This is crazy. And God is like, she's not ready to be pregnant right now. She's not ready to have children. Her body's not ready. Her stomach, because when I had my last daughter, my umbilical cord, my belly button popped out like into a little hernia. I mean, like, I don't have a hernia in the name of Jesus, but it was like that. So it popped out because I used to have an innie. I used to have a nice, real flat belly button. And so that's what happened. And when that happened, like, I've been worried about getting pregnant. How is that going to feel? Like, how am I going to feel if I get pregnant, like, with that little, like, lump in my belly button? Because the last time I got pregnant, like, my daughter was so close to the center of my stomach that my skin literally got thin, that it was almost like she was going to pop out of my stomach. Like, so the good thing was that, I went to the hospital and I had contractions right away. I asked God, I was like, please, God, let me get contractions at the time when I'm about to have the baby. I don't want contractions in the middle and false contractions and all that stuff. False contractions, like, just contractions period, feel bad, like, feel strange. One thing I have to tell you guys, I had the best pregnancy with my daughter Kalia. It was the most greatest feeling in the world. Like, my stomach felt good, and having her in my stomach, I felt good being a mother. I just felt like I loved every moment of it. I didn't have like stomach cramps, and people loved seeing me pregnant, and I loved seeing me pregnant. It was just fun. And then after you have a baby, it's such a miracle. It's like you've given birth to your best friend. I was so jealous of my daughter's stepmother. Oh my God. I was like, I wanted to be her. Like, I wanted to be the mother. I wanted to be ready. I wanted to take care of my daughter. I wanted to have my baby. Like, it was such a reward to be able to go in my apartment and hold this little person in my arms. Like, you have your own person. Like, guys, we have to really get serious about investigating and making sure that every child is living a safe life. It's so important for you guys to give up your children for adoption if you're not ready to take care of that child. If you're not mentally ready to be a mother, you shouldn't be a mother, right? Like, for me, I'm all against spanking, but I don't mind. It's not bad to spank a child if they're just not listening to you. You have to do something, right? You can't allow your kids to walk all over you. It's going to be even more dangerous if you allow your kids to do whatever they want. They're going to get out in the streets. They're going to talk to the wrong person. They're going to run into another monster. So it's better for you to stand up and be like, put your foot down. Hey, you can't do this. You can't do that. I love you. That's why I'm telling you that. If I didn't love you, I would make you do whatever. I will let you do whatever you wanted. But you're not mentally strong enough. You don't know who you are. You still have a little mind. You're just a baby. I am the big kahuna in this house, and I'm telling you, do not play with the socket. And then I'm telling you, do not, this is what I was telling my daughter. I'm telling you, baby, you can't do that. You can't do this. So there's times where I had to spank her. So we're on the train, and my daughter is like, there's no seatbelt on the train. She's sitting like upside down, like not upside down, but kind of facing the seat in New York City instead of sitting right. And I'm like, baby, you got to turn around because you're going to fall backwards and I'm going to lose it. Like, when I lose it, she gets spanked. Like you're making me lose my fucking mind. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I wouldn't say, but I would spank her even if she fell, I would be like, it was like she got punished for falling because I was so scared. I was so scared, and I was like, you scared me. What am I going to do? When you have a baby, you have a responsibility and you panic. Like, you don't want to scratch on them. And then when something happens, like having a new car, but even better, but even more sensitive. So, like, I only spanked her once when she fell in the shower because I didn't have the right carpet that keeps you from slipping. And then so the shower was really close to the toilet. So I was like, I gotta use the toilet real quick. And so I was taking a shower and I had to pee real quick, but there was soap on the floor. She didn't have sandals for slip-free sandals. She was like about 4 months, 3 or 4 or 5 months. And then all I did was go in the shower, was go pee a little bit. And she literally tried to get out of the shower, and her little foot slipped and she hit her head on the sharp edge of the shower, and she had a big lump on her head. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God. I grabbed her and I started spanking her butt. it was a panic. It was a panic mode, this mechanism. I don't know what the word is. I was in panic mode. And also like me being that I was hit a lot growing up, that's what made me feel like you think that's not the right, you feel like you'll never do it to your children, but the way you're trained until you're put in that position, you're put in a position where you don't know what to do because you don't have money. You can't just take toys away from your kids. You don't have, the only way you have to discipline them is to spank them, because there is nothing you can do to an infant. Like an infant, a 3-year-old daughter, or a 9-year-old, or a 3-year-old little girl, or something like, or an 8-month-old little girl, there's not much you can do. You can't talk to them and get them to really understand what you're saying, because they're still in Google Gaga mode. Like, you don't know. Like, you just have to, like, in the white community, or not just white community, in rich community, I'm going to say rich communities. In rich communities, they have money. So they have patience. They have nannies. They have this. But when you don't have anything, that's all you have. So I spanked her, and then I took her to her grandmother's house, ex-grandmother, and I was like, oh my gosh, should we take her to the hospital? We should have taken her to the hospital. She's like, no, they're going to say you tried. They're going to try to take your daughter away. I say, oh no, I don't want that to happen. So like, we didn't take her to the hospital. We just put some Vicks on the wound, and she literally just that lump went away. Right. And so ever since then, it went away. So the time when she was on the train sitting backwards, she almost fell, and sometimes she gets super hyper, and I had to pull out my belt, and I used my Rockstar belt, but not the ones with the sharp edges, the one with the little squares that we used to wear from what is it called? That punk store. I forget that punk store that is always at the mall, like where they had sell punk clothes. So it's like a punk rocker belt, but not the one with the sharp pointy edges. It'll be the one with the flat metal ones, like sort of metal ones. So I just spanked her with that. I was like, you have to be good. Stop it. Sit down. Oh my God, it was so horrible. It was horrible to me. I exaggerate, but I just didn't like that I didn't have a choice but to spank her. And I didn't hide from the public. Like, I was like, this is my daughter, and it's either her get ran over by the train or her get hit by this belt. And the train is not about to run my baby over. Fuck that. Right? Screw that. And because it's so important to have your children disciplined before you go out in public, because that's where the real battle begins. That's where the danger is. And the tricky thing about being a mother is you try to be a friend, but when you try to be a friend to your children, being a mother they become rebellious. They think they confuse it. Oh, I thought we were friends. Like, I thought we can play around. No, yeah, we can play around, but when it's time to get serious, you got to get serious. So kids' brains are not ready to understand the two. Like, yes, I'm your friend, but I'm also your mother, and I also have to put my foot down. I also have to take responsibility for your life because I'm your guardian. So those are all things that I had to think about. And so I don't know why I've been so nauseous lately is what I wanted to say. And I did take, because the guy came over and I told him, and he wanted to stay in this country. So I said, well, why don't we get married? I told him, let's get married because I like you. Because at the time I was like, I don't know if I was in love, but I guess I was in love, but I don't think I was in love. That's not real love. I feel like I was trying to fall in love, and I feel like I did have feelings for him. And his name was Murat or something like that. And I liked him, and, I was like, well, if you get me pregnant, you probably get a chance to stay in the country. But, right now I'm still a permanent resident, which I qualify to be a citizen already. I've just been moving around, and you have to be stable to be able to have all your paperwork done. So I'm finally stable, and I can finally, I'm waiting to receive my information so I can go take my test. I still have to study for the test. But yeah, so I was like, I don't mind you and I getting married. I don't want to be alone anyway. But the problem with him was that he wasn't ready. I wanted him to stay in the apartment. He came over, we had sex. And I guess he came inside of me. I don't know if he did. I thought he did. I told him it was okay, and I was okay with getting pregnant with his baby, because then at least I have a family, and at least I'm not going to be like by myself, and at least, you know what I mean? But turns out I wasn't pregnant. I don't know if he did, but I think he was just like, I think he either changed his mind, or it really happened. He really did come inside of me, but I didn't get pregnant. And so with that being said, I was telling him, hey, you want to come with me to the doctor? Like, I was like, you can live with me. Like, you can stay in my apartment. I was like, do you want to come with me to the doctor? He was like, yeah, but first I got to go run some errands. I have some other friends. I have a lot of people too that are like, I guess, illegal immigrants or whatever. And he was saying we can get on camera together. I was like, let's do a channel together. Let's, like, you know, just like what I'm doing. I was like what Zach and Quincy are doing. I was like, let's open a channel. He was like, I'll do that with you, babe. Like, he was like, I love you. I'll do it with you. Like, I'll do it. I was like, okay, so are you ready? Like, you know, it's going to come with like confession. Like, at the time I felt like I don't know what to do. I can't hide you. Like, I'll feel wrong. Like, I don't know how to feel about hiding an immigrant. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's an illegal immigrant too. Like, he wasn't like, he came here on his visa, and then he ended up staying instead of just going back to his country. And so I just didn't feel like, I didn't want to be disloyal to the country. Like, I don't know. That's a big secret to keep. Like, I don't mind being with you for a while if you still have if you're not here, if you have your papers and you're still at least in school, or not in school, or you still not, like, you know what I mean? I don't mind making it work. But even if that, we could have just like came up with a story. It's not like they're not a story of us making up that we're in love, or we weren't in love. I thought I was, but I'm not in love with him at all. But I was like, well, you know, what are we going to tell them? Like, and at the time I was in the state of mind where I was like, oh my God, I can't keep this big secret, because what if you try to kidnap me? What are we going to do? Like, what if you get mad at me? Because we got in the car, and then he started driving recklessly. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm like, okay, so you are an undocumented illegal immigrant at this point, and you're driving recklessly with me in the car. And I'm like, tell me everything about you. Like, tell me every fucking thing. And then you need an ID, like, pure point blank. Like, I cannot be with you. Like, you know what I mean? You're a criminal. Like, who knows what you're gonna do to me? You get what I mean? So I suggest everyone be careful. Like, I'm just like, nah, I can't. That's a big secret. I'm an important person. I can't see myself hiding this illegal immigrant. I don't even know who he is. How will we get married? Where's your ID? And I don't understand how anything is going to work for us. Like, you know, and, you know, he was like, I've been here since I was 16 years old. I swam from Mexico, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, really? I was like, damn. I was like, well, we can get married. If we get married, as long as it's for love and not for money, it's not a big deal. And he was like, yeah, I know, I guess so. But I don't know if he said those exact words. But then he was like, that's when he just was leaving. He wasn't there. He wasn't supporting me. Oh, no. What happened was I posted a video of us. In the car. And he was like, why did you post that video? I was like, because this is where it begins. This is our story. We can't go to that courthouse and don't have a real love story. And we never, if you know what I mean? I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, they're going to say, are you guys really in love? Like, they're going to ask, especially if he's not from this country. If he was from this country, it's understandable. They're not going to question it. But if it's from another country, they're going to ask, like, what makes you guys, why are you guys getting married? Are you in love with each other? How long have you been together? How is this going to happen? You know what I mean? We're building our relationship, and he's just like, he's literally like, scared. And he was like, I can't do that. I was like, all right, then we can't be together. I'm like, what are you going to do? We need to document this stuff. We need evidence. You're not going to get me caught up and have them thinking I'm trying to sneak trying to marry somebody for money. Nah, it's never for money. It's for love, baby, because I don't know who you are. We can make money and everything, but I'm just not that kind of person. My loyalty is to this country, and I have to take that very seriously, especially if I want to be a world leader. So so that's what happened with that. And so after we had sex, we didn't use a condom. I went and got these to be tested, make sure I didn't have HIV or anything. He doesn't have a disease, but I wanted to just make sure. And of course, everything came out negative. And of course, everything came out negative, but I was scared. I started getting scared because I had another friend that I had sex with, because I thought me and him were going to be in a relationship, and we had sex without a condom. And I was like, okay, if this is how this is going to be, like, I need to take some pills that are going to keep me from catching any diseases or anything like that, because it's not like I can't use a condom, but it just keeps happening. Like it's this random moment, because the fact that I don't have sex with a lot of partners, I don't carry around condoms because I don't go out to have sex with people. I'm not a prostitute. I don't do any of those things. So I don't carry around condoms. So when there does come that special moment where I find someone or someone finds me that I knew to get laid, he doesn't even have condoms. Oh, so crazy. And then I'm like, well, if we're going to be doing this, I need you to have condoms. And then so we just did what we did, and I made sure I went to the doctor to get tested, and then I started taking these pills that prevent you from having HIV or any diseases. And with that being said, those pills started making me feel sick. And I believe that after those pills, I started feeling like throwing up all the time. And so now I just I eat, but there are times where I just feel like throwing up. My stomach is weak. I look at disgusting stuff, and just thought of anything weird, I just want to vomit. Ever since that happened, and that ruined, I don't know how to get away from that. I don't know how to undo that. Like I don't like feeling like vomiting. I can't eat like I used to eat anymore. I hate it. Anyways, that's what I wanted to